What you are about to witness is a descent into madness. Not of the ranter, but the article in question. Let us journey into the mind of an ideological zealot for a moment. Brace yourselves, take a deep breath, and pray you don't lose your sanity. We're sure Maddie already has.
Death threats, they're not taking any chances.
You come in, baby? Come in.
Okay. But anyway,
Right,
so we still don't know
outside.
for sure who put up the bond.
I got stuff I've got to
All right,
do. Let's see what we've got going over here.
DOJ declined to monitor
okay.
Biden attorneys. Oh, so
searching for
now
documents.
we know.
Okay,
Also,
well, I'm listening
so
to
they were searching
P-Dog.
for
Let's
those
see what I've
documents.
got.
This happened whenever they found it 6 months ago, whatever.
Hey, Pop.
And they didn't
Renewed for season 2.
monitor
Cool. It's time to
Biden's
hire more
personal
black and
attorney's
Latino
search
writers.
for classified
Rebecca
documents.
Rodillo.
You know how they
She looks Latina.
FBI rated the
77
funny
articles.
guy with funny hair
Movie and
place.
TV features writer. Okay.
Now, the good boys, when they
CBR
turned in
features.
one
Well,
of the
she's on
old
CBR.
Congresses,
Lifelong
because of the
fan
fact
of
that
Marvel and
someone
Star
opened a
Wars.
personal
When she isn't
file
gushing over
saw
Gwenpool and
dark
Captain
room
Cardboard.
marked classified
Oh,
on top and
God.
thought, oh
She's
my
a
goodness,
Captain
I better
Cardboard
not look
stan.
at the rest of this file.
Oh,
I should
this
turn
might
it
not
in.
bode well
And
for
then
me.
when they, but then
This
his
might
own
not
lawyers
bode well
went
for
back
me
to
at
search for
all.
more.
Well,
The Justice
gotta get
Department
into it, I
reportedly
guess.
decided against monitoring.
Hello, my lovable misfits. As the intro said, we're doing something a little mad. Of course, that fits with my name because Maddie is short for Mad Woman. How ranty am I going to get? There's only one way to find out, honey. Just keep watching the video. Wednesday is renewed for season 2. It's time to hire more black and Latine writers. First of all, no. No, it isn't. Because in my opinion, and I'm about to do a video review episode by episode of Wednesday as soon as I get done with this Arumakun stuff, I actually enjoyed the show. The characters had depth, the writing was solid, the subversion of my expectations was chef's kiss. I have really no complaints about the show whatsoever. There's a few spots in there that I'm probably going to address, but overall, the writing, the cast, everything was absolutely wonderful about the show. So, no, you don't need to change the writers. No. After a brief period where Wednesday fans were concerned it wouldn't get picked up for season 2, Netflix announced the beloved Addams Family adjacent series would make a comeback. After being the most watched show on Netflix for 6 weeks straight, it would have been a serious misstep not to renew Wednesday. So far, we got a good start, but we know where this is going. The show's massive impact and overall success with both critics and fans does well to highlight the show's star, Jenna Ortega. The actor made waves in 2022 for being the first Latina to portray Wednesday Addams, even though her father Gomez has been a Latino, and yes, I'm pronouncing that the way it should be pronounced, since the 1960s television show. While Wednesday was a huge step forward in recognizing the character's ethnicity, the show still faltered when it came to representing its other characters of color. You mean because it showed them as actually intelligent, having depth, having their own inner struggles to work through, and not stereotypical representations of ethnicities and minorities? Is that why you're saying that the writing fell short? Because that's the only way I would see that you would say the writing fell short. The Siren had depth. Every single minority that I saw in that show had some sort of inner struggle they had to work through. Those that started out as bullies wound up having a better understanding of the misfits and the outcasts that come from the school to their town. I would say everybody had a character arc in that show of one degree or another. And you forgot something. This little cartoon over here, this little comic strip, yeah, that's Addams Family too. That's where they got the inspiration for Gomez. And Gomez has always looked like a Latino. And it is Latino. It is not Latin, and it is not Latinx. It's Latino or Latina, or, as the Latin and Hispanic community says, Latino encompasses all freaking genders. Quit changing the language to make you feel better. Other than the Adamses themselves, Bianca Barclay and Lucas Walker were among the characters of color in Wednesday and the most prominent black characters to boot. Knowing Burton's other projects have a history of not representing characters of color at all, Wednesday feels like a triumph for his efforts in representing non-white characters. It's also a disservice given the poor stereotypes assigned to the show's few black characters. In addition, there was only one non-white character credited on Wednesday's Ganja Monterio. I think I butchered that. And none featured on the writing team. This makes the weak representation of characters of color even more distressing. With season 2 on the horizon, hiring writers and directors of both black and Latino backgrounds could improve representation on the screen and behind it too. No. Those were not stereotypical. Bullies are bullies. It doesn't matter the color of their skin. It doesn't matter their nationality. And it doesn't matter their ethnicity. An asshole can be an asshole in any language and from any country. They started out as assholes, but their character arcs wound up having them being more sympathetic to Wednesday toward the end of the season. I'm beginning to think you didn't watch the fucking show. You just saw what you wanted to see and then had selective blindness for the rest of the season because you're fucking racist. I said it. And it sounds it all through this article so far. In Wednesday's first episode, Bianca is described as Nevermore Academy's resident queen bee and a siren, immediately positioning her as one of the show's antagonists. During the Po Cup race, Bianca intentionally tries to rig the competition to win and tries to keep Wednesday out of the school's secret society. This depiction stereotypes young black women as troublemakers. The racist, angry black woman trope also comes to mind when observing Bianca's standoffishness towards Wednesday during their fencing match and canoe race. This feels like a product of colorblind writing on the all-white writing team's part, especially considering how far and few between dark-skinned black women are in media. In Season 2, black women writers could authentically develop Bianca into a major character and a vigilante through the cult conspiracy plotline. She can be a bully. What you call standoffish is, I saw confidence, a lot of self-confidence, a lot of hubris. A lot of people have hubris. It doesn't matter what the color of their skin is. Again, you're pulling race cards where there aren't any. Bullies, hubris, and overconfidence are traits for any race and ethnicity. Boy, I'm going to sound like a damn broken record in this video, but I don't give a shit. As far as your thinking about the character being stereotypical, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Yes, she was an antagonist toward the beginning, and yes, she tried to sabotage the Po Cup, but guess what? The Po Cup didn't have any rules except win. There were no rules for morals. There were no rules that were preventing anything any of the teams did. I see how you overlooked Enid scratching the boat and the cheating that Enid and everybody else did just to point out Bianca. I'm noticing this. You know why I'm noticing this? Because the more I'm reading this, the angrier I'm getting. Because the more racist you fucking are. Because you're just looking at color and ethnicity instead of the entire body of work so far. You only paid attention to what you wanted to pay attention to. And that is what's gotten my fucking gears grinding. Furthermore, Lucas and his father, Mayor Walker, are positioned as the town of Jericho's elite and antagonists. They encourage Jericho's discriminatory and harmful attitudes towards the student at Nevermore, and Lucas is even involved in a Carrie-style prank to drench all the Raven Dance attendees in red paint. Others identified issues with the tone-deaf depiction of Mayor Walker being the owner of Pilgrim World, a colonial theme park dedicated to the town's racist history. The same could be said for Gomez Adams, who was targeted as a major suspect in a murder case, and reinforces the idea that Latinos are violent criminals, even if he was later acquitted. These questionable moments in Wednesday would be handled with greater nuance by Black and Latino writers who have historically been underrepresented behind the screen. He was defending Morticia, or did you miss that part in the fucking show? He didn't outright murder the stalker and the person that was obsessed. Discrimination was set up because it was normies versus outcasts. people they saw as monsters because they were sirens and werewolves and people that didn't fit into their normal little spaces. That's an underlying theme for the Addams Family, is accept everyone, no matter how weird they are or look. You're completely missing the point of the whole fucking show just to point out the racism. And the mayor, yeah, he was the head of Pilgrim Town. The Pilgrim Town, in case you missed that too, is supposed to be a tourist trap. Not only a historical landmark, but a tourist trap. Did you miss all the gift shops, the candle shop? Did you miss all that shit? Because I didn't miss all that shit. I didn't miss it at all. On the subject of Latino representation, Wednesday's iteration of the Addams Family is established as having Latino ancestry via Goody Addams, yet this aspect of the family isn't explored in depth in Season 1. At best, there's an offhand reference to Dia de los Muertos in one of the episodes, seemingly confirming Wednesday is of Mexican descent. Additional references to Mexican culture in Season 1 include Wednesday listening to a song about La Llorona, a popular urban legend in Mexico, and celebrating one of her birthdays with a piñata full of spiders. While the spiders could easily be interpreted as a callback to Lisa Loring's Wednesday, or maybe part of Wednesday's character as a whole. From the 1960s Addams Family TV series, spiders could also be a very subtle nod to the Spider-Woman of Teotihuacan. And no, I butchered that. The mysterious great goddess that predates the Aztecs in Mexico. Perhaps the reason Wednesday's Latino identity wasn't a large feature of her character in Season 1 is because there were no Hispanic or Latino writers credited. Still, this is an area that can be improved by hiring Latino writers, preferably of Mexican descent. Oh, now we're being ethnicists. How nice. This small references to Mexican culture in Season 1 can be further fleshed out in a way that feels organic for Wednesday in Season 2. Given the macabre nature of the show's protagonist, Wednesday could be shown actively celebrating Dia de los Muertos, a holiday that is so important to Mexican Americans. Additionally, though, Wednesday herself subverts the feisty Latina stereotype due to her reserved, stoic demeanor. As the show delves into her romantic life, the writers need to avoid another pitfall in writing her as a Latina seductress. Thankfully, this doesn't have to be the case. You don't understand Wednesday at all. Wednesday is not a what. She doesn't need to prove what her ethnicity is every 5 fucking minutes in the goddamn show. Wednesday is stoic, she's reserved, she is goth. She has a very reserved character because she believes that showing emotions is weakness. She doesn't need to prove what she is every 5 fucking minutes to appease you. She is well written as far as I'm concerned, and I'm a fucking writer. You're a hack. That's it. I can't make it through the rest of this goddamn. I tried, guys. I tried making it through the whole fucking thing. I can't. I fucking can't. When all you're worried about is the what's on the staff and the what's in the cast, you have missed the nuance. You have missed who the characters are because you're too worried about the what. Take your fucking finger out of your goddamn ass and open up your goddamn eyes, because it's more than just ethnicity and race. Identity doesn't mean shit if the character is not a person and doesn't have depth of character. Period. You're a fucking hack, you don't know what you're talking about, and you missed the entire theme of the goddamn show, as well as the plot lines, the story, and how it developed. You're sitting here crying stereotypes when there are no fucking stereotypes. All there are character arcs. Lucas wound up realizing that what he was doing was wrong. Bianca has to fight her mother every step of the fucking way because her mother is fully into the siren thing to the part where she co-leads a cult. Bianca can't even trust herself in relationships because of her siren gifts. These are all nuances to characters that fulfill the who of the character, not so much as the what. We know what they are by looking at them. We don't need to be proven that Bianca and Lucas are black every 5 fucking minutes of the show. We don't need to be proven that Wednesday has possible Mexican roots every fucking 5 minutes of the show. Knock it the fuck off. Quit talking bullshit. I saw your goddamn profile. You're a Latina. This is fucking sick. You don't even respect your own ethnicity enough to realize that the character is well written, and so's Gomez, by the way. Fuck off.
I'd like to take this time to thank you, the viewer, and my supporters whose names are on the screen for watching this video. If you liked it, there's a like button down there, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notified every time there's an upload. There's also a video down below here in the bottom left-hand corner as a suggestion, as well as a couple of places that you can click to subscribe. As I always say, behave, my lovable misfits, and if you can't behave, at least be good at it.